Sebastian had an enormous social media following, where he was best known as the Backyard Birdman. He posted videos of himself going all over the world, though primarily in the United States, trying to find rare birds and teaching a new generation about the joys of birdwatching. A tinkling bell sounded, drawing my attention to the shop beside ours. A plump blonde woman in her early 40s emerged from the Sugar Plum Ferry and hustled over to us, blinking against the falling rain. She hadn't brought an umbrella, so she tucked herself between Daphne and me. "You girls look absolutely crazy standing out here," Amy Beaudry scolded in a downright motherly tone. Amy wasn't that much older than me, but she had a nurturing quality about her that made her immediately trustworthy and lovable. I was so lucky to have her shop right next to mine. "I keep telling her we could see it just fine from inside," Imogen said again, smoothing her braids as if to confirm they were still flawless. They were. "Well, you take these and then get your butts back indoors. Storm Watch was just upgraded to a warning." Up until now, we'd just had days and days of rain, but no thunder or lightning. It sounded like that was about to change. Maybe it would be what the bad weather needed to get over its foul mood and move on. Hopefully before our book signing tomorrow. Amy handed me a cardboard tray with 3 identical pink cups in it, and the scent alone was all I needed to know it was her famous Nutella lattes. Perfection in a cup. She was working on adapting an iced version for summer, but she hadn't quite perfected it, according to her. According to me, and the dozen different samples she'd insisted on me trying, it was already incredible. I planted a quick peck on her cheek. She smelled like sugar. "Thank you. You're an angel." "Oh, shush," she said, blushing furiously. "That's just what friends do." She then darted out from under my umbrella, her baby pink Crocs making little squeaky sounds as she hustled back to the dry comfort of her own shop. Okay. You've both humored me long enough. Dual Employees of the Month. Best staff ever. Let's go inside. Daphne and Imogen both let out delighted cheers in unison and did not need to be invited twice. Inside the store, we were greeted immediately by the warm scent of fresh sourdough coming from the compact kitchen in the back. The store wasn't designed to be a restaurant, but it was more than capable of churning out a few signature baked goods every day. We took advantage of Amy's wares to otherwise fill our bakery case. The Earl's study was my Aunt Eudora's life's work. She'd spent decades traveling the globe, learning as much as she could about tea varieties and how best to mix and blend her own unique creations. As a passionate and motivated book lover, it had only made sense to her to combine books and tea together in one perfect package. And so the Earl's study was born. 1 part bookshop, 1 part tea shop, and 100% charming. I hadn't been certain I had the mettle to keep up her store after she passed, but she'd had enough faith to leave it to me, and I had spent 9 months getting my feet under me. I was almost convinced I was doing it right. Since I'd taken over, we had digitized the store's inventory, started an online marketplace, which was doing gangbusters business, especially with our old first editions. And I was now in the process of adding in a cat adoption annex. When I'd started bringing Bob to the shop with me every day, I'd been worried the locals would reject the idea of having a cat around. Instead, he'd become a bigger hit than I could have imagined. With Daphne's efforts on our social media pages, I soon realized that Bob had a bigger following of fans than our shop did, and that we'd start to get comments if he wasn't featured often enough. Daphne had even started a little vlog series told from Bob's point of view, and he narrated, her voiceover with a modifier that made it sound cartoonish, the woeful shortcomings of our treatment of him. The videos had become a viral sensation, and now tourists would often come into the store just to see him.